My guest is Keith Holland. Keith's the HUD Community Resources Administrator for the City of Roanoke. And Keith, we want to talk about the Belmont-Fallon target area and what the city is doing. Start by talking about why are we focusing on these neighborhoods? Give some background.
The city typically has invested a majority of our HUD funds into targeted neighborhoods for a prolonged period of time, generally about 5 years. Okay. We've been doing this for about 20 years now, and so our latest target area is the Belmont-Fallon target area. It is a very rich area of older southeast Roanoke, rich in history of residential, commercial, and industrial uses, and we chose it because of, in large part, because of very active neighborhood associations and a strong base of community stakeholders that we felt we could work positively with to bring about positive change for the neighborhood.
And are you going to hold, or are we holding monthly meetings for these stakeholders to get together? Talk about that a little.
We are. We've been meeting in conjunction with the Southeast Action Forum on the second Tuesday of each month. We've recently moved our meetings to the Belmont Christian Church, to their fellowship hall. Meetings are also offered online through Zoom for those that can't or do not want to appear in person.
Right.
But the meetings are held beginning at 6 o'clock each second Tuesday of the month. And while we want to get as many of the neighbors out, certainly open up to anyone else in the city that would like to, that would have an interest in what we're doing. So
I know you're just starting to have some of these meetings and conversations. Is there anything, improvements already being talked about or planned?
Yes, we have $1.6 million of funds, of HUD, CDBG, and home funds targeted in the neighborhood for this year alone.
Okay.
During the course of the 5 years, we look to have $8 to $9 million invested total. But this year we're focusing primarily on housing through new homeownership opportunities for low to moderate income individuals, through Habitat for Humanity. We're also doing some limited home repairs of $15,000 or less through Renovation Alliance, major home repair of in excess of $15,000 through TAP, and also doing some rental development through Restoration Housing and new homeownership opportunity through Reach of Roanoke.
So we have several community partners working with us. Anyone else you want to mention? That
we do. We're also going to be working, some of our funds going to the Roanoke Police Department to do some bicycle and foot patrols in the neighborhood. There is a concern about crime, so our funds are going to be used to improve crime awareness and to address public safety issues.
So we're just getting started with the meetings, and plans are just starting to formulate now. Anything that's currently underway, or?
We will soon begin working with a group called Emerging Leaders of Architecture, who have worked with us on the past two target areas we've worked with. They will be working beginning in January with the neighbors to develop some concepts, some ideas on creating what we're calling a neighborhood center for the 9th Street commercial corridor. This will probably result in a very nice streetscape project, maybe some commercial facade improvements, infrastructure improvements, stormwater drainage, pedestrian lighting, a number of improvements that we typically make in a target area before we end. But that's what we're going to be working on in the next few months.
And is there anything else you'd like to add that we haven't mentioned about this target, this focus on this area?
Well, the architecture of Southeast Roanoke is beautiful, and our intent is to preserve as many architecturally significant properties as we can. If we are building new homes through Habitat for Humanity, they do an excellent job of designing their homes to blend in with the surrounding architecture. Southeast Action Forum is a great organization to work with. They have dynamic leadership and great members that are really stepping up to the plate to be active and involved in working with us on planning for the next 5 years in the neighborhood.
So we have reason to believe it's going to be a success.
I think it's going to be a real success story, yes.
Well, if someone who's watching wanted more information, is there a contact? How could they get information?
They should contact me. My office number is, of course, 540-853-6404, or probably the best way to reach me is by email at Keith, Keith, .Holland, HOLLAND, @RoanokeVA.gov.
Well, it's exciting, and thank you for coming and sharing it with us.
You're quite welcome. Yes, we're very excited about this
Thanks.
opportunity.